Redevelopment Commission September meeting, and I'm going to call that to order and ask for the minutes. We've all seen the minutes. I'll entertain a motion to approve unless there's additions or corrections.
I move approval of the August 28, 2025 minutes of the Lafayette Redevelopment Commission. That's not true. Oh, yeah, that is true. August 28.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
So with that done, we're ready to rumble. We do have a quorum, even though we don't have a full turnout. We'll be able to conduct the business necessary today, and I'll turn it over to our redevelopment director, Dennis Carson.
Sure. For our first item under new business, it's Resolution LRC 2025-12. It's a resolution recommending designation of an economic revitalization area for tax abatement and recommending approval of deduction for tax abatement real property bioglycols LLC. So this resolution establishes what we call an economic revitalization area, an ERA, for the purposes of tax abatement. So we're very excited that we have a brand-new company that's going to be making a significant investment into our community, over $430 million to be exact. And this particular abatement is asking for a 10-year real estate abatement on the investment, which for that will be over almost $160 million. So, but we have more information we want to share with you, so I'm going to have the representatives from the company come up and tell you more about the project, and we can answer questions as well, too. And then the mayor afterwards would like to speak as well.
Hi, so I'm Gustavo. Thanks for having us. I'm here to represent Sustainia. So it's the company that it's coming here to Lafayette to invest for $130 million in one facility that will be consuming dextrose to produce a chemical that can make all the polyester and PET bottles that we all use, right? This is a global market that's one of the largest resin markets. And we have a brand new technology that currently this material is made out of fossil fuels and will be made out of dextrose from corn. So this could be the cradle of this new technology for the whole world as we can disrupt this value chain, right? We hopefully will be breaking ground by the end of next year. And out of the $430 million that we plan to invest, it's about $200 million in other equipment, some in real estate, and some in more soft investments as well. It's important to know that we have a schedule that if we break ground next year, we should be starting up the plant in 2028. And we'll be co-located with Premium. So there's a very important partnership with Premium, who is producing here for more than 50 years. And one of the importance of our plants that we are coming with this large investment, and we are supposed to be running this plant for the next 50 or 60 years. So Premium will be then running for 100 years its facility. So that's very important for us to have this partnership. We'll be co-located, so there's going to be a pipeline connecting our facilities. We should be creating jobs, growing year by year. We should be reaching around close to 100 jobs being created. Of course, that during construction, this will be a higher number, around 300 indirect jobs as well. But for the operation itself, on the first phase, we should be reaching 95 jobs. But as the operation grows, close to 200, 191 jobs. I think it's important to know that this is it's a high value-added chemical, so it requires a very high qualified like engineers to be running. So we should be having a wage around $96,000 per year, so $46 per hour, which for us means that we're having a robust group to be running this facility. And I mean, this is the sum of what I have, and I'm here ready to have any questions if you want, if anyone wants.
Questions from the commission?
Where's this?
Go ahead.
Where's this property going to be located at?
It's,
the building site.
So when you think about Premium's facility, it's a neighbor parcel that is just northeast of the facility, but it's neighbor. It's fence to fence. There's an empty space there, and it's I could say it's around 30 acres just northeast of the plant, the current facility they have.
So 3300 US Highway 52 South. Is that what we're talking about, right, Dennis?
Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
So help me who doesn't have a map in his head. Give me a landmark out there. Just anyone, whatever.
You know where the premium plant currently is?
Premium?
Used to be Tate and Lyle,
Thank you.
South.
Yes.
Just
That, now,
Remember the old days when Tate and Lyle had their softball
Yes.
teams and the softball fields were
Yes.
sitting there and came up to
Yes.
Brady Lane, north of the plant there? It's
Yes.
that ground right in there.
that, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
That helped a
And
lot.
Dennis, right. I'm sorry, I couldn't see it in my head, and I didn't drive out to look it up, so thank you very much. You mentioned your staffing, in terms of your staffing level, those 96 folks, and I know this is something that goes through GLC. You have a high number of management there as well as engineers. Is there a particular reason regarding your management
Yeah,
numbers?
because I mean, we have to, there's a big portion of sales of this business as well.
Ah,
And,
okay.
yeah, so we have a very strong structure to sell. This is a product that is a specialty, so that requires a bigger management team to sell, yeah.
Thank you. I don't have anything else.
Can I ask one?
Sure.
Obviously, I catch on to an accent. Where's your headquarters of your company? Will this be the headquarters, or is it located?
No, currently, we are like in Brazil because we're just coming from a Brazilian company, but we should be moving here as soon as we break ground. And then we still need to like define exactly where it's
So
going to
there'll
be.
be several Brazilian that also move to the area?
Yeah, several, and by several, I mean 10, 12, 15, but
And I ask that from a good point, right?
Yeah.
I think it's good to have diversification and cultural differences and all that stuff, so partnering with a company that's coming from elsewhere is good for our community.
yeah, I think, yeah, we've been bringing some Brazilians, and having Purdue here is always very important because there's a lot of people that are interested in our company. So, I mean, bringing people from other countries and cities and like converging here, like in this community, it would be great for us, yes.
I felt it appropriate for me to ask a question just because it is in our TSC school
Sure.
district, so,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay,
But Gustavo, this is the first U.S. investment that your company's making, is
this is
that
the
correct?
first investment of the company.
Yeah.
Any further questions? Well, we have,
Mr. Mayor.
oh, the mayor wants to speak to it. Thank you,
Don't skip
Mayor.
me.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. It's great to be here today. Obviously, this is a very important investment for our community on several different levels. It's significant in the expenditures, the jobs, the wages that are created, the construction jobs that will be created, but also the relationship with Premium, right? It's very, shouldn't be lost on everybody that working with them for the corn to get the product that they need, and that we're going to be moving to make a product that was once made with fossil fuel, now to be made with a plant-based fuel. It's good for the environment also. And so this really is a win-win for the community. We're creating good jobs, good investment with a great company, a great group of people that are on their team. I've had a chance to meet several of them on different occasions and got to see Gustavo last week. We were at a meeting over at Purdue on the global bioeconomy and how that's going to play out and some things that needs to happen throughout the world. And so this is a tremendous investment. It's a great opportunity. He can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you said you started out looking at about 55 different locations. 100. Oh, 100. They looked at 100 locations around the world, basically, and narrowed it down to Lafayette, Indiana. And so I think that speaks volumes for our city council, our redevelopment commission, our citizens, our workforce, everybody in this community, Purdue, Ivy Tech, that work together to create a good economic environment here where people are willing to make these types of capital investments because they know there will be a good return on them, and they know they have a community that will work with them and continue to work with them. We're not the one and done type community. Once you're here, you're kind of on your own. Everybody knows the city, the community will stick with you, will help you grow, will help you be successful. We'll do those things that, prove to you and others that this is a good place to make significant investments, and $96,000 a year jobs are good jobs. So we're very excited. I'd appreciate everybody's affirmative vote on this resolution. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate your strong endorsement.
Yes, sir.
Dennis, you want me to proceed with that then? Sure. Okay, we have,
I would move approval of Resolution LRC 2015-12.
Second.
moved and seconded All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Approved. Then we have the second resolution is actually for the purposes of the abatement. So if I would entertain that motion as well.
Do you have anything?
Do you want to clarify that, Jackie?
Yeah, so we actually, I will clarify. So the first resolution that you just approved was to recommend establishment of the economic revitalization area and recommend approval of the real estate abatement. The one that you're going to look at now is to approve their personal property abatement. So I'm going to say Dennis probably has a little more information about that.
Yes, sir. So the next resolution is LRC 2025-13, a resolution recommending approval of a deduction for the purpose of tax abatement in an economic revitalization area, personal property, Bioglycols LLC. Again, this is a kind of a companion to your first resolution, and this is for the personal property portion of the investment that they're making. So they're making an investment of nearly $208 million in machinery and equipment, personal property. So they're asking for a 10-year abatement on that, and we're recommending approval. If you have any questions, we're happy to answer them.
Motion to approve resolution LRC 2-2025-13.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Our next item of business is William Charles Construction, the Main Street Streetscape, Phase 6, change order number 1. This change order in the amount of $28,155.55 is for additional and unforeseen work such as window well enclosures. This was around the Bison Financial Building at 9th and Main. It's a sinkhole repair that just unfortunately popped up, a downspout installation, and some lost time due to some utility conflicts. So the original contract was $2,402,500, and with this change order, the new contract amount will be $2,430,655.55, and I'm recommending approval. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. We have other representatives here that can answer questions as well.
Motion,
Go ahead. I think it kind of speaks for itself. There were some discovered costs, and we're talking about approving a $28,000
Yeah, for that additional work.
additional expenditure. Questions from the commission?
No.
done. Motion to approve change order number 1 for William Charles Construction on Main Street Streetscape Phase, what is that, 6?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
All right.
We approve the expenditure.
Next item is a micro retail lease renewal agreement between the Redevelopment Commission and the Lafayette Urban Enterprise Association within the Horner Block facade at 619 Columbia Street. As you know, over the past year, we've had used that space as a micro retail, kind of pop-up retail space, and it's been very successful over the past year. We actually spun out one business from that, a Pinch and Pepper, who's located downtown. So this is a renewal of that lease to continue that arrangement and that program that we have in there. So I'm recommending your approval. I'm happy to answer any questions.
I have a couple of questions.
Yeah.
So by way of the agreement with Lua, who then can turn around and sublease, no issues, there is a price that we use for Lua. Do they use that same price for the subleasing, or does it change? Same,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, we
Interesting.
just pass through the rents to the city to cover
Sure.
the utility costs and other items related to the space, yeah.
Good. The second question is the idea of this space is available. How do people know about it? If Josh Holman was just not sitting here at this table, but out there somewhere, and I had this great idea for a business, and I've been struggling for a bit, and I need some bricks and mortar space, how do I find out about this?
Couple different ways. One, we go through traditional routes of just making sure the commercial realtors know about the space and such, but then we'll also through Matchbox Co-working Studio, we have a lot of different programs and ways to reach out to people. We're actually doing, through Matchbox, doing a retail accelerator program, and right now we're actually renovating the former Goat Pub property, and we're going to do 2 retail spaces in there and do something very similar to what we're doing here at 619 Columbia.
So as that becomes available, that'll be on our agenda to approve a similar,
It might be, yes. We're not quite there yet, but
okay. So, any further questions from the commission? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve this agreement
Motion,
between the Redevelopment Commission and the LUEA.
motion to accept the director's recommendation and approve.
Second?
Moved and seconded, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We approve.
Our last item of business here is Butler, Fairman, and Seifert South Street Railroad Crossing Project Supplemental Agreement Number 1. This is for additional services for this particular project. I do have representatives here from BF&S who explain it in detail and such, so I'll let them come up here and explain that and give us an update on the project as well.
Good morning. I'm Chris Wheatley with BF&S. And before you, we have a supplement number 2 on the South Street Railroad Crossing project. And in particular, the first item on the breakdown is additional survey that was required to be starting out this project. We had utilized a lot of original survey that was done actually with the Sagamore Parkway project years ago. This project at one time was included with that, so we had survey existing. We did have some additional pickup of some of the new work that was done on South Street as part of the Sagamore Parkway project. So this additional amount is for some of the new construction that happened at the Leo's convenience store in that area. So that's tying into the west end of our project. So we went back out and collected that information. The next items are related to the traffic signal design, and this was, as we progressed through design and coordination with the city and the engineering department, we had originally scoped to install the traffic signals on span wires, and this supplement amount is for changes to use cantilever mast arms that match a lot of other locations around the city. So with that, there's some additional design work as well as some geotechnical work that's required with the mast arms that isn't typically required with the span signal installations. The next item is for landscape design services, or I'm sorry, for irrigation design. Irrigation will be installed in the landscaping areas and the medians for this, at this location. The next item is construction inspection for the project. And with this, we based the amount on 8% of the estimated construction cost for the project. And that's basically one person. It's an hourly budget, so it's hourly as needed. And we also will be utilizing construction inspection staff that will also be working on the 9th Street project that will be coming up next year. So we won't have to have somebody dedicated to this full-time. We'll be able to work between the two projects. So we can have some savings there as they come about. And also, we'll be utilizing a staff member from the engineering department to help with construction inspection. Randy Loft, he's helped on several other projects, so Randy will be assisting on that project as well, working with our inspection staff. And the last item is for the geotechnical investigation. This project, we had originally had the scope in the Sagamore Parkway project was more limited to this. With the expansion of the scope for the crossing now, we did need to go back and do some of that geotechnical work, which includes the signal cantilever arms, mast arms. So with that, if there are any questions, I'd be happy to.
But I would just comment that it's a pretty substantial increase, but if it's necessary, it looks like it has staff and council approval, and I assume it's had the scrutiny of the city. If somebody could speak to that, that we do have this approval, but make me feel comfortable about this.
Yeah, sure.
amount.
This change order is in the amount of $314,800, so that will change the contract to a total of $770,100. So most of this is really the construction and inspection. You know, that's a big job, a big chunk of this and such. So obviously, there's the other items here for engineering and design and such, but most of that is really the construction and inspection. The other thing is that it's not to exceed amount, so it just depends on how much is used. You know, we have currently the Park East project, for example. We had a construction inspection from BF&S in that one as well, too. We have used much, much less than what we have budgeted, and we plan to close out that project with much less. So, you know, I'm hoping, expecting that we won't spend this much as well on this project as well. Because again, as Chris said, we have city inspectors that'll be helping out on the project, and then we have another project that we might share in between as well, too, so.
So that was my only topic, the construction inspection, and I understood what Frank said about the overall total cost, and I understand what Dennis said about the idea of the majority of that cost is in the construction inspection. Chris, did I understand you correctly that you really shared that the construction inspection really covers 3 projects? Or just this one? You mentioned 2.
This is specifically for this project. This 274,000
Yes.
amount is for this project, but we'll be utilizing staff that will be assigned to this project and the 9th Street project.
Okay, that's-
So
okay.
the 9th Street project will have more than one person assigned to it. So we will be able to have the flexibility to share that staff and cover both South Street and along with city inspection staff, cover South Street and the 9th Street project.
So I think the not to exceed, I understand, and I'm sure that everyone will be as responsible and accountable as they can. I think that my limited experience regarding building projects, your construction inspection was for 40 hours a week. And that's, I believe, a little unusual. 40 hours on a construction activity for construction inspection.
Well, that's up to 40 hours, so it just depends on how much they use in a week. So they'll
Okay, okay.
track your hours and
Okay.
charge it to the project,
And
yeah.
it's not to exceed.
Right, so not to exceed, yes.
I'm
correct.
good. That's just what raised my eyebrows.
Yeah.
And I will add, it's not unusual for us to bring substantial contract amendments such as this back, because we do know as we start a project that construction inspection is probably going to be a part of it, but we don't always build that in to our contracts at the beginning because we want to kind of get design and then see where we're going to go. But that is a number that we are always have in mind from the beginning of the project, even if the amendment's going to come later on, so.
Yeah, and we tend to go on more on the high side, again, not to exceed, so in case we do need more inspection or more services, it's there.
That's fine. Thank you. That's all I had. So I appreciate it. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Dennis. I would move approval of supplemental agreement number 2.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Okay, both moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Approved.
Okay, that's all of our new business. So the body report, just a couple quick things. You know, we're still, excuse me, plugging away on streetscape, as you know. We've had a lot of utility, excuse me, issues with that have slowed things down a little bit, but it's, we're getting through those, so things are progressing and such. And then also, we are working on the bicentennial sculpture project as well, too. We'll be starting some site work here very soon on that at 9th and South Street. And we're targeting installation for the project actually in November, so. If you have any other questions, I'm happy to answer them.
I appreciate that update. I neglected to ask about that last week, I think, last month. I was surprised that we hadn't said anything about it.
Yeah.
I'm curious also about the farmer's market sort of activity we have going on with MSKS. Any updates on that? That I know it's an exploration to see what we should design, but.
Right, yes. We are progressing with that. They've come up with some concepts and such for that. And I've been, and now I'm going out to particular businesses in that farmer's market area and discussing those concepts with them to get some more feedback. They also did surveys of the vendors and other businesses as well, too, to get some feedback. So we're still in that kind of part of the project where we're exploring the concepts and kind of then narrow it down to what one we might move forward with.
Thank you.
All good?
For the director's report, sure.
Thank you.
All right,
That
thank you.
concludes your
Yep.
report. Appreciate that. We'll move on to claims, and I ask Jim to make that motion on the commission's behalf.
If there's no questions concerning the claims,
I have one.
go for it.
Mr. Carson, I'm not sure how much you want to say about this, and if you say, Josh, I don't want to say anything, I say, okay. I'm serious. We have an acquisition, a purchase with the county commissioners for a parcel of land, right? Jack.
Yeah, let me,
Yeah, I'm sure. it
and-
might
and
be
I'm just
some land
wondering,
that they
It looks like it's
owned by the
downtown.
county.
this is, I'm going to say this is probably, we did have an acquisition, so this was the last parcel that we had to acquire for the South Ninth Street project that is getting ready to be let in February. That was the last parcel that we had to acquire that went through the condemnation process, and that was the amount of the agreed order. So that is, I don't know, we probably got reimbursed from one of the TIFs. Is that why it would have said Tippecanoe County? Not quite sure. I can't answer that part, but I can tell you it was for an acquisition for the South Ninth Street project coming up next season.
So it is right in the downtown area as opposed to out.
No, it is South Ninth, near, between Brickenwood and VMP is where the
Okay.
construction limits of that project are.
Yeah, so in previous, meetings, we've seen acquisition by Brick and Wood and those
Yes.
things. So it's all
Have we
related to that
made all those
project.
That was the final acquisition. It is now scheduled to be let in February, so we are on track.
I look forward to seeing that play out. So
I just wanted to understand what it was.
it's part of the
Yeah.
Brickenwood
It's fine.
VMH.
I'm good. Thank you.
I'll make a motion that we approve the claims totaling $4,816,249.88 today, September 25th, 2025.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Claims approved. Which brings us near the end. I welcome any public comment at this time. I also welcome Sustainia, or I know you got several names there, but I know I appreciate your trust in our community and look forward to a continued relationship on behalf of our little participation here as the Redevelopment Commission. If there is no other public comment, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
This meeting is adjourned. Thank you for your attendance.